Okay everybody, today I'm bringing you another build video. Yes, I know I haven't done one of these in a while. I do want to start bringing them back on the channel. So here we are. And today I think I came up with a build that's very unique because it evolves around these specific glowing round rasputin bombs that honestly no one uses anymore. With this new Void 3.0 update, I want to do a little testing because I personally love warmine cells and I didn't really care about builds enough back when they were, you know, meta to actually make a warmine cell build. So I personally never got to, you know, play with these things. So I was like, you know what if Void 3.0 made these things extremely potent again? And of course, warmine cells are back. At least in my opinion, you know, yada yada yada. People are gonna say I'm exaggerating it because I'm making a video, but I personally do love this build. Now, what varies between warmine cells nowadays to how it was in the past? In the past, they were used to ad clear everything. You just literally shoot it a couple times, it would blow up, clear out the whole room, then you would move on with your day. Nowadays, it takes a little bit more time to clear out a room, okay? You use these things for more as support and then you do ad clear. But with that being said, since it's used for support, it allows this build to be able to basically make it where enemies won't shoot back. You can constantly go invis and you can constantly heal yourself for free. Now in the past when I make these build videos, I can kind of tend to make them really long because I like to explain every tiny detail about every single thing in the build. So for this one, I'm not going to do that. I kind of want my build videos from now on to be a little bit shorter, be more of a summary and less of an essay, if that makes sense at all. So without further ado, let me basically show you everything that's in the build, and then I'll explain how it all works together so well. So here we are. Yeah, obviously it is a hunter build. Obviously going to use Void 3.0. In terms of aspects, you're going to want Stylus Executioner and Vanishing Step. In terms of fragments, you're going to want Echo of Obscurity, Echo of Starvation, Echo of Persistence, and Echo of Expulsion. In terms of weapons, you have the complete freedom of whatever weapons you want to use, as long as one of your weapons consists of a weapon that can obviously create warmine cells. Now that includes all of the Ikelos weapons and all of the 7th Seraph weapons. In terms of exotic armor, we're going to go with Graviton Forfeit, and then for mods, you want Global Reach, Cellular Suppression, Grasp of the Warmind, Power of Rasputin, Warmine's Longevity, or you can swap that out for Warmine's Protection. So now that you've seen everything that's part of the build, let's just get straight into what makes this build as potent as it does. First things first is the mod Cellular Suppression. This is going to be the main mod. This right here is what's going to carry everything and basically start the chain reaction of benefits, if that makes sense. So what it does is by damaging a warmine cell, you create a burst of suppressing void energy. You additionally will deal less damage to warmine cells. So to sum this up, basically, I know that can be kind of confusing based on the description, but as you can see in the gameplay, every time I literally just like flick a warmine cell, it does a big pulse of just void energy that suppresses everything within the radius and basically makes it where they can't do anything. They're just standing there looking silly, letting you do whatever you want to them. Now, where things get really interesting and really fun is when you combine cellular suppression with the aspect Stylus Executioner. Defeating a weakened, suppressed, or volatile target grants invisibility and true sight. So basically, as long as you're, you know, flicking the warmine cell, suppressing an enemy, every single person you kill that you've suppressed, you will then become invisible. It's easy. You literally get an easy free invis that doesn't use any of your abilities, energy, anything. You literally just have to kill stuff. Simple as that. Now, obviously, this wouldn't be a warmine build without global reach. Global Reach makes it where warmine cells you create affect and damage targets at a greater distance. If you're gonna make a warmine cell build, this obviously has to be a part of it. This is literally mandatory, needed for warmine cells. As you can see, I went and tested it, and I showed you a visual representation of a warmine cell without Global Reach and then a warmine cell with it. And as you can see, the difference is massive. You 100% need this no matter what. So up next is a mod that's kind of weird, but it can become extremely helpful in a lot of scenarios, and that is Grasp of the Warmind. This allows you to pick up, carry, and throw warmine cells. Once thrown, that warmine cell cannot be picked up again. So it's a one-time use per warmine cell. Now the downside to this is if you grab a warmine cell, for some reason these things must weigh 10,000 pounds because you move at 2 miles per hour while carrying this thing. But what this allows you to do is a lot of times with this build, when you're creating these warmine cells, you're gonna obviously kill an enemy, it'll drop, you know, you flick it a little bit, shoot it a little bit, suppress, and you kill that wave, and now that warmine cell is just sitting there with nothing to do because you killed the whole wave. So basically I put this on there so that you can go up to that warmine cell, grab it, carry it with you to the next wave or to the next room and basically be able to use that Warmind cell again. Up next, we have Power of Rasputin. What it does is you gain a bonus to weapon damage against enemies that are near your Warmind cell. I don't know the exact math. I couldn't be bothered to do that. I'm sorry, I'm lazy. I know in my past videos I got the exact numbers, but once again, trying to make these shorter. So it's either 10%, 15%, or 20%. One of those three. You can see in the footage, it boosts it though. I at least got that for you. Now, the reason why this is going to become really good is because obviously whenever you suppress people, they're going to be suppressed. You now deal additional damage to them. And then whenever you carry and pick up a Warmind cell, you can also chuck it at a boss or something. And I'm telling you, when you throw this Warmind cell, it sticks to them. For some reason, it's like a gravitational pull to enemies. So you don't have to be accurate with it. So for example, kill an enemy, drop a Warmind cell, shoot that, kill that ad, carry it with you, throw it at a boss, and now you are guaranteed to do the extra 10 to 20% extra damage to that boss with any weapon you use. Completely busted. Now, the next mod slot, I have two options for you. It is up to you what you want to use. The first option is Warmind's Protection. What this does is you take reduced damage from enemies that are near Warmind cells. This is for the people that honestly don't really think they're the best at surviving, even though this build allows you to go invis a lot, and then it lets you heal a lot, but I'll explain that later. But this is just for people who want to become more of a tank and less of a, you know, offensive type build. This is more for a defense type build. The next option is the one that I personally prefer, is Warmind's Longevity. Basically makes it where the Warmind cells you create will last longer. The reason why I love this so much is because once you create a Warmind cell and use it, this mod will make that Warmind cell last long enough that it'll allow you basically to create another one before this one runs out. So this mod just gives you that extra insurance that'll give you enough time to go create a second one before the one that you're using right now runs out, which is why I love this mod so much. Now, for exotic of choice, honestly, there's not really an exotic that makes this build like a lot more better. I just throw on Graviton Forfeit just to boost the invisibility on there. It doesn't boost it that much, but I just figured it was the best option, just since you do obviously want to go invis a lot with this build. Now, next up, I covered all the Warmind cell mods, but next up is the mods that allow you basically to heal yourself 24/7. I'm sure most of you know where this is going, but it's going to come from Echo of Starvation. Picking up an Overpower grants Devour. We are obviously going to do this with a Siphon mod. Now, personally in the gameplay, and what I like to use with this build was that Ikella's SMG. That's my personal preference. You guys can use whatever you want. Just basically make sure that your Siphon mod pairs up with whatever primary you're going to use. So therefore, when you get rapid kills with that weapon, it'll drop an Overpower. Go grab that Overpower. And then boom, you have Devour. Those of you who don't know what Devour does, it basically means every time you get a kill, it fully heals you and resets the timer on your Devour. And then finally, just to add a little bit of extra DPS to this build, we are gonna use Devouring Depth. This is a seasonal artifact mod, and what it does is by casting your Void Super while you are critically wounded or benefiting from Devour, it'll increase your damage with that super. So obviously Tether is extremely busted right now. This is just gonna make it even more busted, considering we're gonna have Devour up almost 24/7. And with that, the entire build is finished. Hopefully you guys understood everything. I did try to kind of, you know, go a little bit faster, didn't go into as much of depth when it comes to explaining things. So hopefully you guys still got the point of the build. You still got everything. If you have any suggestions down below on how to improve this build, please let me know. Or if you have any exotic weapons or mods or anything you want me to make a build for my next video, please drop those down below. It is greatly appreciated. I read all the comments and I love you guys for that. But that's gonna do it for me, man. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded, you know, in a while. I don't really have an excuse this time. You know, in the past I've had reasons. Now this time it was kind of just, I don't know, I didn't really have motivation to do anything, so I'm sorry for that. But I'm officially back. I'm gonna try to start, you know, actually have an upload schedule. So if you are new here and you did enjoy the video, please, you know, hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 1,000 subs. I'm super close. And yeah, thanks for everything. As always, if you made it this far, I love your face. And on your fine, ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your day.